Our words hold power, the power to heal or hurt. As the Stoics understood, speech is a tool we must wield with wisdom. In today's era of non-stop online chatter, we've lost sight of the weight our words carry. We thoughtlessly post insults, gossip confidences, and verbally attack each other in ways we never would in person. But our careless speech inflicts real damage. As Epictetus said, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about the things." Our words shape how people see themselves and others. In this video, we'll explore Stoic principles of mindful speech that remain deeply relevant today. You'll learn how virtues like discretion and empathy displayed through our words foster an environment of mutual respect and trust. Number 1. Respect others' privacy. One of the core principles of Stoicism is respecting others' privacy. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Think not so much of what you have not as of what you have." Comparing yourself or prying into others' lives breeds resentment and envy. Imagine you have a friend who just got a new job making twice as much as you. It would be easy to ask intrusive questions about their salary and duties, but that could make them uncomfortable and damage the friendship. The Stoic approach is to be happy for your friend's success, not jealous. Focus on making the most of what you have instead of coveting what others have. Or say a colleague is going through a messy divorce. You may be curious about all the drama and details, but bombarding them with questions at the office would be insensitive. Everyone faces struggles, and they deserve discretion. If they wish to open up, listen compassionately, but allow them their privacy. Oversharing or probing into others' lives often backfires. It can reveal our own insecurities and make people distrust us. The Stoics advise keeping your mouth shut about that which does not concern you. Don't assume you are entitled to know intimate details about your friends' finances, relationships, health conditions, and more. Allow people their dignity, so refrain from prying into matters that are none of your business. Instead of comparing yourself to others, nurture gratitude for what you have. Focus inward on your own growth and fulfilling your potential. Judge yourself by your own standards, not by obsessing over others' lives. Respecting privacy fosters mutual goodwill and self-sufficiency. Number 2. Speak with kindness. The words we use impact others far more than we realize. As Epictetus stated, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about the things." Stoics believe we should speak with wisdom and kindness, to uplift rather than harm. It's easy to casually insult others through mockery, gossip, or verbal jabs meant as jokes. You may think you're just teasing, but your words can cut deeply and linger for years. Stoics advise speaking with care and empathy at all times. Don't say anything about someone else that you wouldn't say to their face. Laughing at someone's expense often says more about your own insecurities, and indulging in malicious gossip only breeds negativity. Even if you don't start rumors, participating in them brings others down. As Marcus Aurelius put it, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger and grief than the causes of them." Watch your tone as well. Speaking harshly or dismissively can wound. Be mindful not to interrupt or talk over people. Truly listen when others speak and validate their perspective. A gentle voice and open-mindedness go far in making people feel respected. Aim to offer sincere praise, convey encouragement, and find the good in others. Look for opportunities to recognize people's talents and express appreciation for their efforts. Your words can help others blossom and inspire them to pay the positivity forward. Overall, speak as if the person you're addressing is close to you. You would be gentle with a sibling, child, or parent. Extend that same grace to all through thoughtful, kind speech. When in doubt, remain silent until you can respond with care, wisdom, and virtue. Your voice is a gift. Use it to spread light. Number 3. Keep intimate matters private. Sharing intimate details with others can seem cathartic, but the Stoics warn against oversharing private matters, from your relationship woes to family conflicts. It may feel good temporarily to vent about your terrible date last night, but are you being fair to that person by trashing them to all your friends? Keep in mind you don't know their side of the story, and your chatty gossiping could get back to them. harming their reputation and your relationship. Revealing private disagreements with your partner also breaches trust and respect. As Marcus Aurelius advised, never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Deal with issues calmly together, not by complaining about your partner behind their back. Family conflicts should remain private as well. Your relatives deserve dignity. By exposing their personal problems, you are spreading private pain beyond those directly involved. If you need support during a difficult family issue, speak in general terms or seek counseling rather than divulging specifics. Health matters are also intimate. Don't share others' medical diagnoses without their consent. Be mindful, too, of revealing your own conditions widely. Not everyone needs to know about your physical or mental health struggles. Keep private journals to process your feelings or speak to trusted confidants if you need an empathetic ear. But refrain from oversharing intimate matters with your entire social circle. Protecting privacy displays wisdom, discretion, and maturity. It also engenders trust in relationships. Stoics believe virtue begins by guarding your words and the vulnerabilities entrusted to you by loved ones. Number 4. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything. This common saying aligns closely with Stoic philosophy on mindful speech. As Marcus Aurelius stated, how much more grievous are the consequences of anger and grief than the causes of them. Stoics believe in considering carefully before speaking to avoid stirring negative emotions or harming others unnecessarily. It's easy to casually make callous comments, sarcastic quips, or thoughtless remarks that seem harmless in the moment. You may think you're just joking around, but offhand jabs can inflict lasting damage on friendships, family bonds, and professional relationships. As Epictetus advised, what upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about the things. Stoics recommend pausing before reacting verbally. Consider if your remarks could shame or humiliate someone rather than uplift them. Strive to offer praise and kind encouragement whenever possible. Look for opportunities to recognize people's talents and efforts. Say nothing rather than careless criticism. If you find yourself wanting to complain about someone, gossip unkindly, or insult behind their back, remain silent. There is no virtue in verbal cruelty, however minor it may seem. Spread light rather than snuffing out the spark in others. You may think blunt honesty is always best, but there are compassionate ways to speak needed truths without brutal frankness. Communicate with care, wisdom, and virtue, rather than bluntness for its own sake. When in doubt, err on the side of silence until you can reflect and respond thoughtfully. As Marcus Aurelius put it, say little and well, and you will not regret. Taking time to find the right words prevents much harm. Overall, the Stoics teach the power of judicious speech. Measure your words, speak with kindness, and pause before reacting rashly. In this way, what you do say can spread much good in the world. Number 5. Humility over hubris. The Stoics warned against hubris or excessive pride. They cautioned that overconfidence often backfires, while humility earns respect. This applies to the way we speak about ourselves and interact with others. It's easy to trumpet your own talents and achievements, but constantly calling attention to yourself comes across as arrogant and alienates people. Stoics advise keeping your abilities in perspective. Don't act entitled to praise and recognition. Allow your virtues to speak through your actions. Similarly, put-downs of other people often reflect poorly on you. Belittling remarks expose your own insecurities and damages relationships. Avoid bragging or making boastful claims of superiority. No one is above criticism, so don't talk as if your opinions are infallible. Listen sincerely when others speak. You may learn something new by approaching discussions with an open student's mindset. Admit when you're wrong with grace. Expressing humility does not diminish your worth. It shows maturity, wisdom, and good character. Be modest when receiving praise as well. Don't let flattery go to your head. Acknowledge kind words with gratitude, but remain focused on service over self-glorification. Success is fleeting, so stay grounded. Marcus Aurelius stated, "All is ephemeral, fame and the famous as well." The Stoics understood impermanence. Accept both the highs and lows of life with equanimity, not ego. Speak of your own achievements sparingly, if at all, and never at the expense of demeaning others. Uplift your community through actions more than words. Express humility, take criticism with grace, and continue learning. The quiet wisdom of a humble heart outshines arrogant speeches. Number 6. Verify before asserting. In an era of misinformation, verifying sources is crucial. Don't assume a compelling tweet or post is accurate without checking the facts yourself. Consider the author's biases and potential agenda. Get perspectives from multiple credible outlets before forming conclusions. Abstain from making bold assertions without evidence to back them up. Speaking categorically on topics you're not well informed on breeds ignorance. Have the humility to acknowledge the limits of your knowledge. Be wary of claims that oversimplify complex issues. The world is nuanced. Seek deeper analysis rather than reactionary hot takes. Also refrain from accusing people based on hearsay. Gossip often obscures more than it reveals. Aim to understand context before vocally opining on public controversies. For instance, witnessing a short video clip of an interaction gives limited insight. There may be important history or perspectives you're unaware of. No one has all the answers. Weigh evidence judiciously, but reserve judgment when information is lacking or ambiguous. As Socrates said, wisdom begins in wonder. Maintain curiosity and open-mindedness. Speak with care on matters of importance, not speculation. Share knowledge only once you've verified sources thoughtfully. False certainty is dangerous. Be rigorous in your pursuit of truth. Changing your mind based on new evidence demonstrates wisdom. Blind certainty despite facts does not. Number 7. Discretion with sensitive information. The Stoic philosophers emphasized virtue, wisdom, and discretion when speaking. This includes carefully considering when and how to share sensitive information that requires confidentiality. For example, say you are privy to proprietary details at work like financials, trade secrets, or private personnel issues. Divulging these without permission could jeopardize your company or individual jobs. Keep sensitive matters private unless legally compelled otherwise. Respect people's dignity. Or a friend may confide about confidential family, health, or relationship problems. Resist any urge to repeat their private struggles as gossip. Honor their trust in you as a confidant. If asked, encourage them to speak directly to the involved parties in a spirit of compassion. With social media, it's also easy to reactively post sensitive information that you may later regret making so public. Cool off before tapping send. Consider if your words could unintentionally escalate disputes or needlessly damage reputations and relationships. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." We rarely have the full context, so avoid harsh judgments. Promote goodwill through discretion. Also be judicious in how you share your own personal or family problems to garner support. Venting may provide short-term relief but long-term regrets if done without care. Focus on solutions with trusted confidants. Exercising wisdom and restraint with sensitive information fosters an environment where people feel respected, safe, and dignified. As Stoics emphasized, the virtues and character we display through speech matter far more than any fleeting gratification of thoughtless sharing. Measure your words and aim to uplift. Number 8. Family and friends are to be cherished. For instance, make an effort to frequently express appreciation to your loved ones. Thank your parents for their support. Tell your kids you're proud of them. Let your friends know you value their company. Sincerely articulating your gratitude strengthens bonds. Avoid careless remarks that could push loved ones away. Stoics advise being judicious with teasing, which could come across as criticism. Jokes at others' expense often backfire. Instead, look for opportunities to offer encouragement. During inevitable conflicts, have difficult conversations gently and privately. Voicing harsh condemnations of family friends to outsiders breaches trust. Address issues compassionately between those directly involved. If you need guidance navigating strained relationships, seek counsel discreetly from trusted confidants. But refrain from venting resentments in ways that escalate drama. Make an effort to regularly reach out to cherished people you haven't connected with in a while. A simple phone call can rekindle dormant relationships. Avoid taking loved ones for granted. The Stoics recognize that time with family and close friends is precious and fleeting. Don't squander it due to petty conflicts or neglect. Demonstrate your love through actions, making time to listen, providing support, expressing appreciation. In this way, you nurture lasting bonds. One day, you may regret not making more effort. Take time often to tell loved ones what they mean to you. Though difficult, extend compassion even when disappointed. Cherish family and friends while you have them. Number 9. Open your heart, not just your mind. It's easy to pride yourself on debating skills, logic, and book smarts. But true understanding comes from synthesizing knowledge with human empathy. Approach difficult conversations with care and nuance, not just argumentative zeal. Really listen to others instead of dismissively countering. Make an effort to validate emotional perspectives different from yours. Identify shared hopes underneath surface conflicts. With an open heart, you build connections. Extend good faith generously, not just to those who agree with you. As Marcus Aurelius advised, to live a good life, we have the potential for it, if we can learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. An open heart lets go of resentment. Rather than harshly condemning, take time to understand why someone thinks as they do. Set aside your ego and prejudices. Discussion should enlighten both sides. The intellect alone breeds rigid arrogance. Coupled with compassion, it cultivates wisdom. Developing emotional intelligence and maturity is lifelong work, but immensely rewarding. While reason and debate have value, the Stoics teach that an open heart discerns truth at a deeper level. Approach the world with charitable empathy, not just cleverness. Understanding arises when the mind and spirit align. Number 10. Hate cannot drive out hate. When someone voices harmful opinions, it's easy to respond with outrage and contempt. But Stoics advise meeting hatred with compassion. While firmly denouncing bad actions, have sympathy for the humanity in each person. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Sinking to the level of attackers gives them power over you. Retain your dignity through level-headedness. Allow reason to govern over reactive emotion. Rising above with wisdom and poise has lasting impact. Like drifting logs, haters are carried away by currents of anger. But a Stoic stands firm, anchored in justice and humanity. Exchanging insults only pushes each side deeper into opposition. But empathy opens ears and hearts. Find common ground to build understanding, not fortify divisions. The Stoics saw virtue as its own reward. Fulfill your highest principles, not base instincts. As Aurelius stated, the only people who can hurt you are those you care about. The rest are irrelevant. Nurse compassion, not grudges. Hate rooted in ignorance requires patience and virtue to overcome. Darkness is dissolved slowly through each act of integrity. Believe in humanity's potential for good. With an open hand, not a fist, progress follows. Thank you so much for watching this overview of Stoic perspectives on mindful speech. I hope you found it valuable in reflecting on the impact of your own words and communication style. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos on applying Stoic wisdom to daily life. We have so much more to explore together around Stoic practices and principles, from facing adversity with courage, to overcoming destructive emotions, to living a life of purpose and service. I aim to provide regular videos diving deep into this profound, ancient philosophy and distilling how it can guide us to become our best selves today. So please subscribe and stay tuned for much more helpful content on all things Stoicism. I truly appreciate you watching and look forward to seeing you in the next video. In the meantime, try to use mindful speech to make a positive difference in your life and community. Thank you all for watching, and may you all find peace and serenity in the Stoic ways.